Hey guys, this is Candy. I have a book haul for you guys today. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, I would appreciate if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks. Hey guys, if you are new here, my name is Candy. I am a mama to 5. I homeschool my kids and they are 2, 5, 7. I forgot how old my kids were. They are 2, 5, 7, 9, and 12. In this video, I have a homeschool book haul for you. It is not curriculum because we don't use a lot of curriculum in our homeschooling. It is books I thought the kids would like or be interested in. We are pretty much not in level 3 readers because CJ just kind of skipped from like those beginning and level 1s. He did a few 2s and then he went right into chapter books. So I don't have 3s. Mika's not real comfortable with chapter books yet, so I got her some 3s, and she had requested Arthur, so that's what I got her. Picked up James and Maddie some new books. Picked up Penny a new Thelma book because hers, Maddie got a hold of a pencil and wrote all over it, and Penny cried and cried and cried. Penny has really bad obsessive compulsive disorder. She likes order, she likes things how they're supposed to be, and every time she opens that book she cries. It is her favorite book. She reads it every night for before bed. She has been obsessed with that book for a year and a half, and so I replaced it. I found a part 2 and I went ahead and got that for her. The Thelma books are the only books that I did not get on ThriftBooks. They came from Amazon because ThriftBooks only had them in Spanish, and I know some Spanish, but not enough to read her a whole book in it. So I will show you those 2 books from Amazon, and then all the rest are used from ThriftBooks. I'm pretty happy with all of them. One was supposed to be brand new quality, and it is not, and I'll show you which one that is. And then one, I usually always click very good quality, and they had offered me like 25 cents cheaper price from very good to good quality, and the book's ripped, but it's not bad, and it's just like the cover. So I'll show you all of that, but let's jump right in and I will show you an overview of all the books, and then we'll go through each book individually, and I will kind of show you the quality of the book, some of the illustrations and stuff, and kind of talk about how we're going to use them in our homeschooling. Okay guys, this is an overview of everything we picked up, minus one book is missing. CJ had taken it already, was reading it in the car, and his dad took the car today. So we do not have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but we have everything else. So we're going to jump right in, including these 2 Amazon books I picked up. And I will also share a coupon code in the description box below if you want to check out any of these books or any others for yourself, and it will give you a discount. And it will give me some book rewards for when I buy more books as well. So definitely check that out if you're interested in ThriftBooks. Okay, so jumping right in, this book is one I got for myself, How to Raise a Wild Child by Dr. Scott Sampson. If you don't know who he is a paleontologist, and he is actually the one who is at the end of the Dinosaur Train episodes that talks about the dinosaurs and the time period and teaches fun facts to the kids. And I was really excited to find this book. It is all about getting kids out into nature and away from screens and technology so that they can learn to love and appreciate nature before there isn't anything left to love and appreciate. His famous quote is, "Get outside, get into nature, and make some discoveries." And I very much love that quote. And I love his views on not just nature and science, but also on childhood, parenting, and those such things. So here are some of the chapters of the book, and I was so excited about this book. I'm actually already on chapter 4, Hitch to Everything, but it has been everything I thought it would be. And if this is something that in your home, or if you are homeschooling, your homeschool, that you want to establish more time outside and in nature for your kids and get them away from tablets, this is definitely something that is a great read for the parent. There are also many stories like this about his childhood, his mother, the way she taught him to love to learn and to always seek out answers and to always look at nature. So I also picked out this one. It's called Teach Your Own by John Holt. I can't talk today. Anyways, Teach Your Own by John Holt. I actually have not read this one. I've read several of his other books, and I thought I would dig into this one because every so often it does not hurt to kind of replenish your homeschool mama spirit. And so I'm going to read this one and then pass it on to somebody else. Again, I love John Holt. I love the way that he believes that children can teach themselves, the way he believes that children will seek out answers if you let them, and that they don't need to be directed constantly. And so this will be a good read for me when I finish my book by Dr. Scott. Now, I have not had a real garden in about 10 years other than like a flower bed with tomatoes and peppers and things. So I did pick up me some books for dummies. So I picked up the Vegetable Gardening for Dummies, and this is the one that they had said I could get cheaper for the good quality instead of the very good, and it's ripped on the corner. But it is otherwise in really good condition, and it has lots of good charts and information in here. I mostly got this because I can't remember how far apart to plant things and which plants can go by which plants, and so this way I will have a handy reference, but also my kids can read it. There are lots of interesting pictures and diagrams in here, and I will show you the pepper when I come across it, but it shows you, like, here it is, the parts of the pepper. And I may have the kids draw and diagram various plants before we start our garden because it would just teach them a little bit of information we wouldn't otherwise touch on. But yeah, that is just kind of a fact book for me just to have on hand, because when you look online you get so many different answers from so many different places. So I'm just going to read this over before we get our garden going. I do have a canning and preserving book from Ball, but I also picked up this one, and I just wanted to get it in case there were other recipes and information about canning that maybe aren't in my Ball canning book. I know my Ball book doesn't have like apple pie filling, and I wanted to can apple pie filling, so I'm just kind of looking for recipes and information. And again, I would rather have a book than have to look online and kind of check between 4 or 5 websites to make sure that the information on one of them is the same as everywhere else, because I don't want to waste food by canning it and it being wrong because a website gave me the wrong information and something doesn't turn out right. Okay, so that is it for my books. Now this one said brand new condition, and it is definitely not brand new condition, and I think I paid $7 for this one. I paid way too much for it. Because most of the ones I buy are like $3.99, $4 for the used book. And this one was higher because it said brand new condition and it was the last one in stock. It's definitely an older copy of this book, but the artwork is really neat, and we will still read it until it can't be read anymore. Now, I got quite a few of these Roald Dahl books, like BFG. And my kids love BFG. I usually check it out at the library at least once a year, so I thought we would just go ahead and own our own copy finally. There is lots of artwork in these books and things that I can show the kids as we read them, and these will be going into our collection of read-alouds. So that'll be exciting because I won't have to worry about checking these out or putting them on hold every time we want to read them. I also got Matilda. We have actually not read this one yet, so this will be a new one to read. And we go through quite a few read-alouds during the hotter summer months because we do year-round homeschooling, and when it's like 102, 103 degrees, we will just read for hours and definitely get in our read-aloud time. I read this to Mika, and she is really excited to read this one with our read-aloud. She said it sounds absolutely hilarious to her, so we will probably be reading it pretty soon. When I was 9 or 10, George's Marvelous Medicine was my favorite book. I had one. I actually read it so much the cover came off. And while I still have my copy, like I said, it is wore out. and CJ's read it several times himself, so I did pick up a new copy so that we have a nicer copy to read. And we can always retire my old one. So that's the plan anyway. I just loved this book when I was a kid, and I know CJ's read it, but I haven't read it to the group yet. And so I will definitely be reading this one to the kids soon as well. Okay, so we have Charlie and the Glass Elevator. I also picked up Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but CJ took it in the car and left it there. So I can't show you that one, but it was in just as good quality condition as this one. I've read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory several times from the library, but we didn't own our own copy, and we have never read this one to the kids, although I think they've seen a movie maybe of this. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I'll be reading them this one. And again, lots of fun illustrations throughout the book. So we are excited about this, as well as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, so here is The Witches. It was also in really good condition. And another one that we have not read, so this will be a good one. I've never read this one. The kids have never read this one, so it will be a new one for us, and hopefully we enjoy it, and if not, I guess we will pass it along. But I'm sure we will, because we love all his books, and we love the illustrations in his books, and the kids love to draw their own versions of what's going on in the books as we read them. So we'll be diving into this one sometime this summer. We have so many books to choose from now. Okay, guys, so more Dr. Scott Sampson. Yes, this one is for CJ. CJ idolizes Dr. Scott. It's Dinosaur Odyssey. It has such small print. Oh my goodness, he is already deep into this book. He has been diagramming things, drawing things, loving all of these pictures and artwork, and just, he is taking it all in. It shows the different skulls of dinosaurs, like the Parasaurolophus, the Corythosaurus, the Stegosaurus, Centrosaurus, Pentaceratops. There is color pictures. I can't tell you enough how much we love dinosaurs in our house. Like, we are obsessed with dinosaurs. I mean, it's like an all the way across the board thing. All 5 kids love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. And we all love Dr. Scott. So CJ has just been taking in all of this information. He has been reading it every night before bed, and I believe it is going to keep him busy for a while. So I am really excited about this buy, because I know it is going to be super why can't I talk today? Informational, I don't know. Whatever. He's gonna learn a lot. That's what he's gonna do. So we will definitely be keeping this book when he's done, because I'm sure some of the others will enjoy it just as much as he is already enjoying it himself. And honestly, I might read it too, because again, we love dinosaurs, and it's a really neat book. And he, like I said, has been drawing every picture that he has passed already as he's been reading the book. So I'm happy about that. Now I got this one with the younger kids in mind. It is, again, Dr. Scott. You Can Be a Paleontologist. CJ also read this one already, because he read it to Bubba and Maddie a couple of times. And it has been passed through kids like crazy for a couple of days. I actually had to go get it out from under Bubba's pillow so that I could show you guys, because he has been looking at it while he is in bed. It has a lot of great information on being a paleontologist, the work that it requires, the travel, how they preserve things, where they find them, how they name them, just loaded with information and really cool pictures to kind of keep their interest. And there is a whole glossary to make sure that the kids understand everything. So again, another exciting book for us. CJ fully intends on being a paleontologist when he is older. So I like to kind of foster his love of dinosaurs, because he's probably more obsessed than all of us. Okay, so Little Women, Louisa May Alcott. We have not read this one before. And I actually earned this as a free book on ThriftBooks, because I had ordered, obviously, a lot of books. And so This was free, but I think it was only like $3 or $4 regularly anyway. And I plan on reading it to the kids, but not immediately. Probably wait till we get through all of our Little House books and then Anne of Green Gables. We have listened to this on a podcast in the mornings, and the kids love Anne of Green Gables. And look at that, we got a free bookmark with it because somebody left one behind. Anyways, Mika has been asking me if I will buy this book for them and actually read it to them instead of just the morning podcast while we eat our breakfast. And so I did pick it up, and I didn't know it was going to have illustrations, but it does, so that'll help even more so bring it to life for the kids. We are going to start this one right after we finish Silver Lake, Little House on the Prairie book, because Mika has been so excited waiting for this book to come, so this will be our next read aloud for our family. I absolutely love the illustrations in this book. I feel like the kids are going to love hearing these stories and seeing these pictures, and that'll be a fun one for us. Okay, so Summer of the Monkeys is written by the same author of Where the Red Fern Grows. It is set in Oklahoma, which I thought was really neat. And so I ordered this thinking it'll be a summer read aloud for us, and we can probably, being that it's an older book, find lots of free information online that we can use and print to go along with it. And if not, we can notebook on it and things and do pictures and paintings of what the kids think of the book. So we will definitely be using this because you just don't see a whole lot of books that you can use for read alouds that are set in Oklahoma. I picked up Brian's Hunt because we have several of the other books in the series of Hatchet, and this one the library ordered it for me, but we had to wait like a month for it to get returned by somebody so that we could check it out. And so I thought I would just pick up our own copy because CJ was pretty heartbroken when we had to stop the Hatchet series, read something else, and come back to it. Brian's Return was kind of the same deal. We had to wait a while to get a hold of it to read it. And so this way we will have both of these books. And when we go through and read all the books, we can just read straight through them all again and not have to worry about taking breaks. I absolutely love reading the kids the Hatchet series. They always are like, read another chapter, read another chapter. So those are a good set of read aloud books to hold attention of kids. My senior year in high school, we read Lord of the Flies with our English teacher, Miss Patterson, and I loved this book. I wanted to read it with the kids now and then also read it with them again in a couple of years or whatever and discuss it as they age and see how their views of things change as they get older. And again, there is a lot of information you can find on Pinterest and print to go along with it. Okay, now, Anne Frank, my copy is absolutely horrible. The whole cover was off of it, and pages were taped inside and ripped and just awful. So that will be the last time we read that was a couple months ago when we started our World War II unit study. Next time we will read this one, which is so much better now, and I don't have to worry about pages falling out and having to put them back in order. I also picked up another book to go along with Anne Frank. Our friend Chelsea at Arispyland has recently read with her kids, and she shared a picture of the book, and I thought it sounded really interesting. I wanted to read it to the kids, so I picked it up, and we will be reading it soon and kind of, even though we've already finished our unit study, go back to it because I thought Number the Stars sounded very interesting, and I think it'll definitely be something that we add when we do this unit study again for the younger kids. So I am really excited about this one and reading it pretty soon. We may actually read this one before we read Anne of Green Gables. I don't know, we'll see. We just have so many new books, it's hard to decide sometimes which one to read first, next, read them all at once. Seems to be how it goes. Okay, so this was the second free book that I had actually gotten from ThriftBooks. It has a Newbery medal, and it was suggested by ThriftBooks. I had never heard of it, but I went and read about it, and it sounds very interesting. I think the kids will really enjoy this one, and There's a lot of interesting illustrations, and it's all about a Native American who is coming into his own and becomes a medicine man, and he learns all about his family's culture, and it's, I think, going to be a really good read for us. And like I said, the illustrations are just beautiful, and I think the kids will get a lot out of this one. So we'll be reading this one this summer sometime. I have not yet looked online to see if I can find anything to go with this, or if I will have to make up our own unit study, but I will be looking into it very soon for this book and put something together one way or another, because I do think it'll be a good read. Okay, so I mentioned earlier Mika is out of level 3 readers. I picked her up 3 Arthur books that this one is just like a beginning to read, so it is pretty simple, but she doesn't have the confidence to jump into chapter books yet, so we read these and she'll read me 3 or 4 books every evening. These 2 are level 3. There's Arthur's First Kiss, and again, she loves Arthur. It's her favorite show. She loves when I read her Arthur books. She loves to read Arthur books to me, so we are going to be reading these for her reading practice every evening. And this one is Arthur Lost in the Museum, and both of these books have had a sticker page in them, which was not in them when we got them, but I mean, I don't really care that the stickers aren't there. I'm just glad the books are in good condition and she will be enjoying those. And hopefully soon she'll be ready and confident enough to move up to 4s or chapter books. Now this book was for Miss Penny, Maddie, because it has cows and Maddie loves cows. I just thought this looked like a really neat picture book for her, and she has been really enjoying looking it over and making all her cow noises and animal noises. And we go over all the little questions at the bottoms of the pages where it asks you just little cute questions like, I carry a trunk wherever I go, who am I? And this gives her a fun little book for her to kind of look at when all the kids are doing their reading time. My big truck book came for Bubba. It is the same basic kind of book. It has different pictures and the names of the different tractors and trucks and all that, and has little questions at the bottoms of the pages about the vehicles and their uses or who drives them. And Bubba has been using his book actually to quiz all the other kids to make sure they know everything they need to know about trucks. So this will be a good book for Bubba to get a lot of use out of. Now these are the books I got from Amazon. Thelma the Unicorn is Penny's favorite book. We read it every night before bed, and it is all about being special how you are and not changing who you are for people to love you. Penny is my kid who marches to her own beats, and this book really made her feel much more confident in herself, and she's really enjoyed it, and so we just love reading this every night. And then this is the second part, the return of Thelma, and it's very cute. It picks up where the other one left off with Thelma has gone missing. And it is also a really cute book. It's about friends and how you can succeed in life, but you need to have your friends. You need to have people that you love and that love you in your life, and you'll go a lot further than trying to do everything alone. I really love the message behind these books, and there are other books in this series that I may pick up soon for the kids, because I love that there is a positive message behind these books. And I'm sorry I cannot talk today. Also, Penny really loved this page where she shakes it off like Taylor Swift, and she liked the page where she's on Helen, and it kind of looks an awful lot like Ellen. But I foresee a lot of use out of both of these Thelma books between Penny, and then Maddie also really likes unicorns, so when she is done with them, they will probably be Miss Maddie's. Okay, so again, here are all the books we picked up from ThriftBooks and the 2 from Amazon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to check out ThriftBooks, there is a coupon code that'll be in the description box, and I'll also pin it in the comments below if you want to use that discount code. And then again, those came from Amazon, and I will link them below as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.